Hi guys, hello. Welcome to today's live stream, guys. Welcome. Though I'm a bit late today, but we're going to be having the second edition of the quiz time today. So when you come on board, don't forget, let us know your name. Also, if you meet any of the questions, do well to answer accordingly. Aminu Sani, you're the first to join us today. Sahi, welcome. Taco Fresh, wow, this is the first time I'm seeing you here. Shegu Sanisi, welcome. Abayami, welcome. Kira Root, wow, you guys are just the best. Thank you so much for joining me in today. Don't forget, give this video a thumbs up. And if you're new here, basically, uh, I remember that name. Yeah, I remember that name. Lizozo Nation, welcome. If you're new here, don't forget subscribe because we are going to be doing a giveaway of some aviation books. I'm not going to call it a giveaway. Everybody's going to have it as soon as so far you subscribe and follow the procedures of getting the email list. Like I said, I'm going to be posting the link of the email list soon so that you can just send me your email, and when it's time, I'm going to be sending you guys the books. So basically, for today's edition, we're going to be doing another quiz time. I hope you're ready to answer my questions as fast as possible. Actually, today the questions are not so hard like that. So let's just get into it. Let's get into it immediately. So I'm going to be starting. We still have, although today I was just able to get like 17 questions, but we're going to make it like 20 questions. Okay, let me get this out. Okay, I'm set for you guys. We are going to go to the first question for today. The first question for today. How many minutes can the flight recorder record for? Like, aircraft, especially big commercial aircrafts, have a flight recorder in them. We talked about the flight recorder yesterday, where I asked the color of the flight recorder, and people were guessing black, some people were guessing red and all that, but actually the color of the flight recorder is light highlighted orange color. And now that flight recorder has a particular capacity to be able to record the events that happen during flight. So how many minutes is this? How many minutes can it record for? I'm going to be waiting for the first person to answer this question. Don't forget, we give 2 hours. Okay, 2 hours. You're correct. Actually, in aviation, we actually calculate most of the time in minutes and hours. So it's actually 120 minutes, so it's 2 hours basically. But there are 2 answers to this. Olumide, thank you. You actually got that. There are 2 answers to this. The old editions of the flight recorder actually records for about 30 minutes, just 30 minutes. But the new ones that they are making currently records for up to 2 hours. And the funny thing about this thing is that most of the time they can, like, I watched a flight air crash investigation where the flight engineer actually disconnected. He kept trying to disconnect the flight recorder so that in case there was an accident, nobody will know what actually occurred in flight. So the funny thing is that this thing can be disconnected because it has a way of it works with a switch, obviously, like a circuit breaker in the aircraft, and it can be disconnected and it can also be wiped off. So guys, let's move over to the second question for today. Olumide now is taking the lead. Okay, where is ICAO headquarters? We talked about the full meaning of ICAO yesterday. So where is ICAO's headquarters? Okay, I said I'll come back. I did my channel. Oh, sorry about that. Christiana Olukani, welcome. First time seeing you here on this channel. Nice having you. Don't forget to subscribe if you've not subscribed. Aminu Sani, United States. Okay, it's actually located in Canada. Yeah, it's actually located in Canada. Okay, let's move over over to the third question. Where are the navigation lights located on the aircraft? Where are the navigation lights located? We'll be expecting you back, Sandy. No problem. I understand you. So where are the navigation lights located on the aircraft? The navigation lights, like, you know, every aircraft, I mean it. When I say every, I mean all aircrafts have navigation lights. And they are specified in a specific color. They have specific color, and they are also front wheels. No, they are not on the front wheels of the aircraft. So I should give another guess. We are aviators, we are aviation lovers, we are avgigs. You're correct. Kerry Roots, you're correct. They're actually on the wing tips of the aircraft. So you have the navigation lights on the wing tips of the aircraft. Then most of the time you have the anti-collision light on the nose. Just like somebody said, you have some at the belly of the aircraft, you have some just at the top of the rudder. It just depends on the placement by the manufacturer, but navigation lights are basically located on the wing tips. Let's move over, guys, to number 4 question. We are just in number 4. What is the color? Okay, no. Before I go to what is the color, what is the left and right side of the aircraft called? The left side of the aircraft is called a particular thing in aviation, and the right side of the aircraft is called a particular thing in aviation. So if you know it, I will be so happy with the person that gets this, because it's something that's not rampant. It's mainly found in aviation school. You talk about it. Like, personally, before I came to aviation school, I really did not know, but you know, during the training, especially ground school and all that, you get to know all this. So what's the left side and the right side of an aircraft actually called? JCDM, I don't know. I know it's kind of like a little bit hard. If you talk about rating the questions, this one is a little bit hard. Anyways, but I'm still going to be telling you guys if a majority of you guys do not know. So I'm waiting for another guess. What's the left side and the right side of the aircraft called? The left side and the right side. Okay, it seems like a lot of persons are thinking about it, and I don't want you to go over to Google to go and, you know, research about it. Tosco Fresh, welcome aboard. Nice having you here. But this is the first time I've seen this name. If you've not subscribed, do well to subscribe. Like this video as usual. That's what we do here. We talk about a lot of things. We like the video, and we have a motivational speech at the end. And also, are you asking? No, I'm not asking about the color yet. I'm actually asking about what is being called. Okay, guys, let me tell you. The left side of the aircraft is called the ports, while the right side is called the starboard. So when you hear the ports, know that is the left side of the aircraft the person is talking about. And when you hear the starboard, you know that is the right side of the aircraft that the person is talking about. Obo Wisdom, welcome. Who also wants to become a pilot? Previous year, like everybody here, majority of the persons and everybody here actually wants to become pilots, and that's why we're a community of aspiring pilots, student pilots, professional pilots that want to keep going higher and higher and higher and higher. So you are in the right place. Anyways, if you're trying to find out, but you are actually in the right place. Okay, let's move over to the 5th question. What is the color of the light? You're correct, Sadis Muhammad. It's actually the port and the starboard. What's the color of the left side? The light on the left side of the aircraft. What is the color? So I'm waiting for your answer. What's the color of the light at the left? You're correct, red. It's actually red. So what's the color? The 6th question we have here, I think it's what's the color of the one at the right side. Since you automatically know that the one at the left side is red, What do you think the one at the right side is going to be? No, it's not blue. Olumide is not blue. It's not blue at all. Blue is kind of far from it. Green, you're correct, JCDM. It's actually green. That's actually the color. You have red at the port and you have green at the starboard. So let's move over. Welcome, guys. I can see more persons are joining. Thank you so much for coming on board. We are going to be doing a giveaway of books when we are about 2,000 subscribers, so that a majority of persons can actually get that. And so if you've not subscribed, subscribe so you don't miss any notifications. Click on the notification bell, very important. Let's move over to number, am I missing something? Okay. Oh, it seems like I'm missing something. Sorry, guys. I'm looking for number 7 question. Okay, and then number 7. Let's go over to number 7 question. What's the meaning of FAA? Like we always hear, I know FAA is not actually the governing body for Nigeria, but it's actually the governing body for US and and some other countries around. And so like Nigeria, we have NCAT. So what's the full meaning of FAA? People always talk about FAA because a lot of people do their Federal Aviation Administration. Now I have to clap for you for that, because seems like you've not answered any questions, since anyways you're correct. It's actually Federal Aviation Administration. I can see JCDM is not even sure of the answer. Anyways, that's the answer. Thank you so much for answering. Okay, so what's the full meaning? And number 8 question we have here. What's the full meaning of EASA? Like we know, EASA is one of the most recognized licenses, and in fact it rates like number 1 among all the licenses, whether FAA, NCAA, GCAA, CAA, any license you want to have. Majority of the time they say EASA is one of the best licenses. So what do you think is the meaning of EASA? Welcome, guys. Don't forget, give this video a thumbs up. It's very, very important. European Aviation Safety Agency. That is correct, but I'm suspecting you actually googled it. Oh, Setali, it's fine. I get you're late. It's fine. You actually got that answer, Abubakar Sadiq. But how did you just get that answer? It's not something, like, personally, I had to like think so much about that, and I even went to go and browse it when I was, trying to look for the meaning of that. So I can't just imagine how you just got it like that. Well, one of the reasons why you can get it like that is if you've been thinking for a long time on how to get an EASA license. Because if you've been thinking on how to get an EASA license, okay, Sadiq say just join. If you've been thinking on how to get an EASA license, definitely you're supposed to know that. So actually, Sadiq is correct. It's European Aviation Safety Agency. So let's move over. What's the age that you can get an instructor's license? What age can you get an instructor's license? What age can you get an instructor's license? Yesterday we talked about the age for the PPL, CPL. 20. No, Abubakar, you're wrong. Shegu, you're wrong. You said 21. No, I'm talking about an instructor's license. Yesterday we said to get a PPL license you need to be about 17. To be able to go solo you need to be about 16. To be able to get a commercial license you need to be about 18. And now we're talking about an instructor's license. What's the age to get 19? No, but you're close anyways. You're close and you're far. 25? No. Yeah, Karen Roots, you are correct. You're so correct, girl. You're correct. It's 18 years. You need to be just 18 years for you to be able to get an instructor's license. So let's move over to the number 12 question. What is the full meaning of EFIS? Like, it's either you call it glass cockpit or you call it EFIS. So What's the full meaning of EFIS? Yeah, a lot of persons have been flying simulators so much on their system. They have been flying simulators in school, at home. So you should kind of like have an idea of what the EFIS means. So what do you think the EFIS means? This one is not too hard. Yeah, it's a flight system, but what's the other forward part actually? It's actually a flight system, yes. EFIS, don't forget, is Echo Foxtrot India Sierra. Echo Foxtrot India Sierra. So electronic flight instrument system. Yeah, Abubakar, you're correct. It's actually an electronic flight instrument system. Fly boy, welcome. After the day you gave us the information about the Air Asia, yeah, the Air Asia Cadet program, we've not seen you again. Welcome on board. And guys, I also got to discover that there is also another cadet program, cadet sponsorship. Is it cadet sponsorship or cadet program? That's the India something, Air Asia India, something like that. There is also a cadet program that they do, so you guys, you can check it out. And I think this one is kind of like open, and you have a guaranteed job the moment. Someone had to give me an information concerning that. She gave me the information on Instagram with links, so I think you guys can check that out to cadet programs that are running. You have, if you're following me on Instagram, I also shared it on my story. The Instagram, I shared the link and ways you can check that out. What is clear air turbulence? It's clear air turbulence, not clear air turbulence. Clean, not clean actually. It's actually clear air turbulence, and you see that majority they will teach you that in metrology. So let's move over to the number 13 question. This one is very, very easy, like super easy. What are the primary flight control surfaces? What are the primary flight control surfaces? I'm waiting, like, we have 3 primary control surfaces. So I just gave you an highlight. Flaps, ailerons, rudder. No, that's wrong. Rudder, aileron, that's just to an elevator. Yeah, you are correct. You have the elevator, you have the ailerons, and you have the rudder. Those are the... can you face a clear air turbulence? For you to pass through a clear air turbulence, that is very, very risky. Based on what metrology actually taught me, that's why you have a lot of indications in your aircraft flight radar system. Like the aircraft I'm flying currently before the whole holiday, the DA42, you have in there, even the Beach Baron, you kind of have like a weather radar system that shows you intensity of clouds and all that, and to an extent you can also see wind, and you can see areas of clear air turbulence. It's not a place you want to be, because the wind is kind of like high, like you're talking about a wind of about 60 to 80 knots. Come on, that's super high. So a clear air turbulence, you have to avoid that. Clear air turbulence is the turbulent movement of air masses in the absence of any visual clues such as clouds. Yeah, you're correct. That's it. Thank you, Abayomi, for that explanation. But in metrology, it's seen as something, a place you don't want, is an hazard, is something you don't want to be inside, because you start counting clear air turbulence from about 60 knots, 60 to about 80 knots upwards. So you need to be very, very careful about things like that. Don't put, they say a good pilot is a pilot that will not put himself in a situation where he will need his skills to bring him out of it, something like that. So you have to avoid clear air turbulence. Okay guys, let's move over. Sorry, I was answering that question and I caught up in metrology. Okay, let's go over to question 14. Question 14. What is the meaning of NDB? NDB. Like, you know, NDB, just like we talked about VOR yesterday, which is an aid, NDB also is an aid. So NDB is kind of like a short form for that aid. So what do you think is the full meaning of NDB? NDB. What do you think is the full meaning of NDB? If you have an idea, I'd like to know. If you don't have an idea, I'm going to be telling you. So what's the full meaning of NDB? It's actually an aid, though it's kind of like facing out, but nozzle bedo. That is super funny. Come on, it's not that, please. What's the full meaning of NDB, guys? In fact, this one I'm going to like delay a little because I think you guys should kind of like have an idea to that. What's the full meaning of NDB? NDB. Non-directional beacon. Thank you so much, Madiza. You just came on board and you got that answer. God bless you for us. Thank you so much, guys. Okay, Marisa got that first. Flyboy, you actually got that. Then Abubakar is following the lead. So you actually got that. It's actually a non-directional beacon. It was used before you get the VOR. Before the VOR came, then before we talk about GPS and all that. So the NDB has always been used like in those days. And the thing is that I think for now, you have few NDBs. You only have NDB in Zaria that is still quite in use. There's also an NDB in Kaduna, Kano, but people don't really use NDB that much again. In fact, they are phasing it out. Now people are going, aviation is going like more advanced. They are no longer using NDB. Now we're talking about LNAV, GNAV, like we are talking about advanced methods of flying now. No longer NDB. NDB is like for small children, like, you know, the bigger guys now use VOR, GPS, like that, like, you know, going. So guys, what's the full meaning of GPS? That one is like super easy because we've been talking about GPS from like secondary school days or primary school days, if possible, and all your gadgets have GPS. But global positioning system, wow, that was fast. That was fast actually. Yeah, that's the number 15 question. What is GPS? Global positioning system. Actually, that's what it is, the global positioning system. So the thing is that nowadays we use the global positioning system even more. You can just like indicate it in your aircraft. In fact, for cross country, when I was doing my hour building, we used the GPS. The GPS is something that you must carry. It's like the school makes it mandatory, and if possible you're also supposed to have a GPS on your phone. There's this app, the Garmin app. That Garmin app is a lifesaver. Trust me guys, these are one of the apps you're supposed to have in your phone as a flight student. The thing is, I think there's the paid version of the app, and you can also use, I think they give about 1 month free and all that, but you need that app in your phone so much. The Garmin app, GARMIN. So you need that. Golf Alpha Romeo Mike India November. Golf Alpha Romeo Mike India November. That's the Garmin app. You need it because when you're going to be going for cross country, you're going to be flying from point A to point B, you're going to be really needing it because you want to know if you're off track. You want to know if you're actually heading to that particular airport, because sometimes you discover you're going to, let me say you positioned yourself to actually go from, let me use a very practical example. You want to go from Zaria to let's say Duse, and you find yourself drifting over to Kano, which is around this way. I'm just kind of like using my hand as a map, you know. You have to like visualize it in your head as a flight student. You need to keep visualizing it in your head. If this is Zaria, or let's say this is Zaria, you want to go to Kaduna, which is somewhere down here. Zaria, Kaduna, which is somewhere down here. And you take off going to Kaduna and you see yourself drifting away to Jos. Jos is kind of like, let me say, around here. Anyways, I don't know if you can understand using my hand as the map, but that's how it is. You need to just be sure with that app. That app will show you exactly that you're flying on that track. It will show you if you're drifting or you're not drifting. So they give us a GPS that we can actually mount in the cockpit, and we also have our phone's GPS on board, because anytime if that school's GPS actually goes off, you can actually supplement with the one on your phone. These things have been lifesavers for us as student pilots, and these are not so many things you're going to hear outside, but for us student pilots, these are some tips and tricks that we use to like pass through every phase of our flight training. So we basically use that Garmin app. Is a wonderful app. So before you get to flight school, maybe you can wait, maybe when you get to flight school you can get it, but if you want to like start test running it now, you can start using it from now. But I think there's also a paid version of the app. So guys, let's move over to number 16 question. Where are aircrafts parked? Where are aircrafts parked? Like, you know, ships are parked in a particular place, you call it harbor. Cars are parked in the garage, hangar. Okay, I think it's actually parked in the hangar, but I think majority of the work is done, like if you talk about repairs, you do them in the hangar, but you don't really use the hangar for parking aircraft. Or, well, that's what I feel anyways. You don't really use the hangar for, because most of the time, like in school, we park. Okay, let me just tell you guys what I mean by that. When you come back for your flights, you park your aircraft actually at the apron. Then if they want to protect the aircraft, or they want to keep the aircraft safe, or they feel the aircraft is not safe at the apron, they are going to move the aircraft from the apron to the hangar. So it just depends. But majority, what I wanted to hear was the apron, because you actually leave from the apron to either the taxi way, the wrong way, before you take off and all that. So that's basically how it goes. Okay, let's move over to number 17 question. Who separates aircrafts in flight? Who does the separation of aircrafts in flight? Who does the separation? That's number 17 question. We have about 3 more to go. Who does the separation of aircrafts in flight? This one is super easy. Yeah, you said ATC. ATC is also a short form. ATC is a short form. Make it full so that everybody can know. Exactly. Thank you so much, Olumide. Is actually the air traffic controller. Madiza, you're also correct. The air traffic controller actually separates aircrafts in flight. That's what helps us to actually avoid air misses, because as a pilot, especially if you're doing IFR flights, you cannot really see the aircraft in front of you, because you're flying over clouds, you're flying above 10,000 feet, 20,000 feet, 30,000 feet. So the aircraft, let's say the aircraft, no, the air traffic controllers actually does the separation for you during flight. So what makes, okay, number 18 question now, if I'm correct, number 18 question. What makes the noise, what do you think makes, okay, I'm using a layman term, what makes the noise in the aircraft when a pilot is kind of close to a terrain? Like sometimes you hear the word terrain, pull up, terrain, and all those things. What do you think makes that noise in the aircraft? Do you fly at night as a student pilot in NCAT? Yes, we actually go for night rating as student pilots. So you have to be night rated to be able to fly at night. And in Nigeria, there's actually no VFR flight at night. So not only that you have to be night rated, you also have to be instrument rated to be able to fly in Nigeria at night. So you don't have night VFR flight. That's what I'm trying to say. Traffic out. Please, Olumide, we have a lot of persons that are not full-time aviators. Can you put your words in full, like put them, don't give us abbreviations, put them in full so that people are not confused. Traffic awareness, no, not awareness. Traffic awareness warning system. That's quite funny. But anyways, you tried, but that's not it. Okay, it's actually a TCAS. TCAS is traffic collision avoidance system. Traffic collision avoidance system. That's the TCAS. And it kind of like helps you avoid aircraft. But when you're kind of close to the ground, it's a radio altimeter that actually tells you terrain, pull up, terrain, pull up. Or if you have an aircraft like in front of you or an aircraft about to collide with you, that's when the traffic, that is why it's called traffic collision avoidance system. So you can avoid that traffic. But when you're talking about your distance, maybe overhead, like you're over a mountain, maybe you took off or something, you're over a mountain, or you're coming too close to a mountain or to a building or something, the radio altimeter actually measures that, and the radio altimeter tells you that you are too close to the ground. So I'm talking so much instruments here. I hope you guys understand me. I know you guys understand to a large extent because we've been talking so much of aviation, so we kind of understand. So let's move over to number 19 question. I'm correct, right, guys? Number 19. Name 5 aviation jobs. Now, we have a lot of aviation jobs, for goodness sake. Oh, number 19 question. This one looks very, very easy. But a lot of persons only know the flying parts, probably the engineering part, and just few parts. So don't tell me becoming a pilot because we already know that that's an aviation job. We know the engineering part. So name ones that are not so popular. Pilot, yeah, cabin crew, you're correct, Ruth. You're very, very correct. But we don't want ones that are very, very popular. This is so that persons that do not know about these other sites can also consider a career in them. Air hostess are still, I said I don't want pilots, I don't want air hostesses, I don't want engineers. So apart from these 3, what other ones can you guys like remember? So before we go to our last question, what other ones can you remember? Yeah, air traffic controller. Yeah, thank you very much, Olumide. Shegun, thank you. Flight dispatch, yes. Air traffic controllers, yes. You have aeronautical engineers, thank you so much. Yes, we have aviation lawyers, yes. We have aviation security, AFSEC is also there. We have a lot, like a lot. We have aviation chefs, that's people that are concerned with the meals. Do you know that Emirates Airlines actually produces over, I think they did an analysis that they produce over 31 million meals or so in a day. Is it in a day or in a year? Sorry, for passengers. So they produce a lot of meals, and people do not know about the catering area of aviation. That area is actually making a lot of money, guys. It's making a lot of money. And if you're already a fan of food and all that, you can actually pick up a career in that. If you're, maybe if you did a degree in any of those areas, you can actually pick a career in that. It's going to really, really help you. So guys, what is going to be the last question? Okay, air crash. Yeah, we have air crash investigators, and anytime I watch those movies, I'm usually like, oh my god, these guys are doing a great job. It's not really easy. Like, people only see this other side, they don't like see this other side. Okay, when a marshaller, I don't know, you might be seeing me in reverse because this is camera, but the number 20 question, when a marshaller actually does his hand like this, this kind of looks funny. Yeah, because these are things we have to learn as student pilots. When a marshaller does his hand like this, what does it mean? I'm going to do it again. When a marshaller actually does his hand like this, Okay, like I said, you're going to be seeing me in the opposite direction. Yeah, you're correct. This is actually my left hand, this is my right hand, but because of the camera, you're seeing this as my right hand. So actually, you go for the direction. If it's doing like this, you actually come to this side. If it's doing like this, you actually come to this side. Maybe later we're going to learn marshalling signs and all that, because these are things you will need to know in flight school. And are they going to teach you in ground school? Yes, LO is going to teach you. You're going to learn that in LO, actually, in PPL phase. But majority of the things, you're going to learn it on, like, on the job. It's like doing it practically. You're going to learn it. They tell you stop. They'll tell you okay. All those things, you're going to be learning it. So, guys, that's the 20 questions I have for you guys today. And I'm not going to lie, you guys did. If I'm going to rate, you guys got 85% of all the questions I asked today. That means we are real aviators, lovers of aviation, and we are doing great in our knowledge on aviation. Seriously, I want to thank you guys for joining me today in today's live stream. And not only that, I will not forget my motivational talk I want to give you guys. You know, I was reading something and I came across the word of not looking so much at the past. You see, some of us, we are so entangled about looking at our past failures, our past inabilities. I'm going to use the word our past inabilities. Like, probably you didn't do well in a course, and so you want to venture into a new thing and you feel that you can't do well because you failed some time ago. See, let me tell you, I have an instructor that always used to tell me that the moment he started passing in aviation, he knew that was a breaking point for him. He has never failed again in his life. And doesn't mean he didn't fail before. He was failing, but he got to a certain point that he just kicked off in life and he never had to fail again. See, it gets to a point in your life that if you don't give up, your success just keeps climbing. Like, you never kind of like come down. You just keep like going up and up and up. So what I'm trying to tell you guys today is, don't look at your past failures, those things that have actually gone at the back. They've gone and they're like, that's the past. Any new thing you want to do, you have the ability, you have the capability, you have the grace. The hand of God is upon your life and you can do exceptionally well. Exceptionally well. So whether be it an exam you want to write, whether be it a new venture you want to put yourself into, I want you guys to have that confidence that you can do it. Forget about the fact that you might have failed before or you might have encountered one or two challenges before. Just know that you have the capabilities, and forget about the past. The past is not important in this. Now we are looking forward to what we can get ahead. So the past is not like so important now. We just have to learn from our past and push it over to what we'll get in the future to like move over. So guys, I hope you enjoyed today's question and answer. We are going to be having episode 3 tomorrow. If you've not subscribed, subscribe so that we can get to 2,000 subscribers and we can give out these books, because you guys need to start reading. So you can share the link with your friends, aviation lovers, aspiring aviators, generally, engineers, flight dispatchers, cabin crew. Come on, we are a family anyway, so that we all keep going higher and higher and higher and higher and higher, guys. I enjoyed you guys coming in today. Thank you so much for everyone that joined me.